After the passing of her longtime friend Pinky, Grace Puddle recounts us and her pet snail with a memoir of her life and loss. Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. I am Josh, your movie apprentice, and today I am going to be looking at Memoir of a Snail, directed by Elliot and starring Sarah Snook, Jacki Weaver, and Kodi Smit-McPhee. If there is a movie to make a case for committing to watching independent cinema, I would list Memoir of a Snail as #1 on that list, because this independent stop-motion animated movie takes me through one of the biggest journeys I've experienced so far this year and possibly over the last few years. This is a film that deals with dark themes, very real themes, and will make you cry one moment and laugh heavily the next moment. The way it balances these two juxtaposing forces to tell a story that never takes you out of it one way or the other is something of a masterful achievement in this semi-autobiographical feature. This is a stop-motion animated movie, and this is one of those that I would say straight away, if you are one of those few people that are still in the mindset of animation is exclusively for kids, trust me, this one is definitely not for kids. There is swearing in this, there is nudity in this, there is sex in this, and the themes it deals with are very heavy and will be very relatable to a lot of people. We are talking the themes of death, of grief, religion, kleptomania, depression. All of that is featured heavily in this movie. This is a movie that seems like it shouldn't be too interesting, because if it was live action, it is very much just a narrator telling us a story of what's going on screen, like in terms of dialogue that's happening diegetically within a scene. It's very staggered and few and far between. The whole narrative is very much carried from Grace Puddle's narration and her descriptions of events. Now, that is something that I don't think would work in live action, which is why it works fantastically well in stop motion, because with stop motion, they managed to be creative in depicting the words that Grace is speaking throughout the film's runtime, and it leads to a lot of great visual moments. That the use of stop motion was used to the fullest effect in this one. The animation is also very smooth. Like sometimes with stop motion, it can be very janky because, of course, you have the 12 frames a second general default, though a lot of stop motions these days are able to proceed with the 24 frame standard, even a 30 frame standard. So an independent studio going out the way to make a film that has so many different sets. And whilst the set of characters are quite small, there are some characters that only appear for 1 or 2 scenes, and that is it. And there's a lot of work just to animate these small individual characters. And that's another thing. I love the script in this, because the script makes it so that no character is a wasted afterthought. Every character in this serves a small purpose, whether that be a commentary on our perceptions of people at first appearances, or having them tie into the plot in a big way later on that would not be expected when you initially meet these characters, and you feel like they've served their purpose, but they actually add another purpose to the film. The relationship between Grace Puddle and Pinky is so genuine, so raw, so real. Like, this is a film that is very much all about telling real, intimate human stories in a real, intimate way, which is something that you hardly see in animated cinema. There's always at least some element of fun in there, but Memoir of a Snail is very much using the animation style for a creative purpose in order to tell a very standard story that is filled with so many lessons that you can take away from it. Like, the level of different takeaways you can pull from this movie are quite frankly endless. I love films that leave me questioning my own reality, questioning my perception of my own life, and that's what this film did. I will say Memoir of a Snail, though, it can be a bit intense emotionally at times. Like, whilst it does a great job of giving some very big laugh out loud, belly laugh moments, and trust me, there are a number of them, the film can go very heavy on painful moments. Like, this film does not shy away from death. Hell, the film literally opens with someone dying with a death rattle in their bed. That is how the film opens. It starts off with death and is punctuated with a bit that is comedic, but in the full context of the film, it makes me feel a bit bad for laughing at it, but I won't divulge any more into why. This film, from the get-go, dives into death, dives into alcoholism, dives into smoking. It dives into all these real everyday problems that people will come across at one point or another in their life. And I love the film for that. Sarah Snook, as the voice of Grace Puddle, does a fantastic job. If her vocal performance did not work, then this film does not work. But it works fantastically, and the way she bounces off Jacki Weaver's Pinky is such a beautiful piece of raw chemistry. I've never mentioned much about Kodi Smit-McPhee, but he plays Grace's twin brother in this, and they have a great dynamic from a very varying distance. And the journeys that these two siblings go on are very different, and they learn stuff about the world and each other in a very different way. I'm just gonna say it, there is a character in this, like, there are villain characters, there are antagonistic characters that we don't like, but we can tend to appreciate how well they are written. It's very hard to find an antagonistic character that you truly hate. But genuinely, if I ever ran to Adam Elliot, I'd ask him if he has the actual claymation figurine of this character, and I would happily crush his character in my bare hands, because there's a character in this that angers me so much, and they are very effective as a character. I won't give away any more than that, but genuinely, this is a character that for me was absolutely monstrous. And these characters in this, these are all people that can exist. This is a very much a grounded slice of life story. And there are people exactly like that out there in the world. And it infuriates me thinking about that. But Memoir of a Snail, it is a movie that is a must watch piece of cinema. It left a profound effect on me. The animation is used to its fullest potential. And for something that's independent, it's masterful what Adam Elliot and the team managed to achieve with Memoir of a Snail. Before I get into my grade, if you like what's on the channel, click the like button and subscribe for more video reviews that's coming all the time. But without further ado, let's grade it. Memoir of a Snail is an animated film that deals with grief in a way that at times it feels like it's almost overbearing when it comes to how relentless it is with its depictions, to the point where I was almost begging the movie to please give me something happy or funny to latch onto, because I need a breather from all this emotion that it's taken me through. The characters are all great. Grace Puddle is a great character, a great focal point for the movie. The metaphors and lessons of life. Someone could take a different lesson away from this film, and that is the power of cinema. Memoir of a Snail truly embodies the art of losing yourself in a story and taking something away from it, as it also takes something from you. This was an incredible movie, and honestly, it is my favorite experience in a public release this year. And whilst I thought Nosferatu would be beaten, I'm going to say it, this is currently my favorite film of 2025. I'm going to say that for me, Memoir of a Snail is a perfect cup of tea. So Memoir of a Snail, if you get a chance to see it, let me know you thought down in the comments below. Coming up on the channel, we're having a few days off because I am going away for a couple of days on a trip. When I come back, I'll be doing my tier list of everything I watched in February, as well as my predictions for the Academy Awards next weekend. I will say up front that I'm going to be doing some forfeits for it as well. So if I get less than 5, I'll be doing a forfeit. If I get less than 10 right, I'll be doing a forfeit. And less than 15, I'll be doing a sort of forfeit, but that's like nearly half the awards. So it won't be as extreme as the other two. I might put a community post out in asking people to vote, but I do have some ideas in my head. And until next time, everybody, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you never miss any of that. Until then, though, I am Josh. I have been Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.